Alright, this is the Leipzig and Paderborn defensive review. Let's get right into it. So, starting off with the pre match notes, Leipzig out of the title race, and all they're doing now is fighting for a Champions League spot. And Paderborn, they pretty much look bang on to get relegated. So starting off with Leipzig, the first 10 minutes, they dominated possession, but they didn't really create any chances. They were just like holding onto the ball, then giving it away, and just not really creating anything. So it was kind of like a weird situation going on there. Um, so that happened for the first 10 minutes. Then later on, in the first half, it was much of the same. But what happened was Upamecano ended up getting sent off in the 43rd minute. It was just a silly second yellow card. He kicks the ball away, and he gets rightly sent off. In the second half, because Leipzig were down to 10 men, they had more pressure on themselves, and Paderborn were actually creating quite a lot of opportunities, but didn't take any. That was until they scored in the 92nd minute with the rebounded effort that was tucked home. It was such a poor goal to give away. I mean, it was almost like watching the game in slow motion. Like the ball comes in, the first shot goes in, goalkeeper parries it out, and then the rebound is like basically tucked home. It was, I don't know, it was really, really just bad defending. It's as bad as you'll see all season. Um, and Yeah, one thing I want to mention as well is that Paderborn were really inefficient going forward, so it's almost as if Leipzig didn't really have to defend. All they had to do was just basically, just put men behind the ball and just watch the ball fly over the keeper. Like it was that simple. Um, really, really, yeah, just interesting. But yeah, that was pretty much it for Leipzig's defense. And now for Paderborn. So the first 10 minutes, Paderborn, they're under pressure because Leipzig were controlling the game. They had most of the possession, and that was pretty much what happened throughout most of the first half. Obviously, Leipzig had a few shots, but they didn't take their chances. Um, but they did end up conceding in the 27th minute with a break finished into the bottom corner, and Paderborn made a couple of mistakes in this situation because first off, they ended up giving up possession in the middle, in the middle of midfield, which you should never do. That's actually really dangerous. And onwards, when they were tracking back to trying to like stop the goal, there was too many defenders that were caught. They were too linear with each other. They were kind of like not only were they really close to each other, but they were all kind of like in line with each other, almost as if they're trying to play like some sort of offside trap. Whereas what they should have done is kind of like spread themselves. So maybe one defender kind of like goes further in front than the other one. Because in that situation, like basically you're not in control of the situation. You're basically just trying to defend. So put yourself in the best possible positions, to keep the ball out of the back of the net, and they didn't do that. Um, and the goalkeeper, could he have done better? No, I don't think so. I think he was in a really bad position as well. So what more could he have done? Um, yeah, so that's pretty much the first half. Second half, Paderborn, Leipzig were down to 10 men, so Paderborn, were basically controlling the match. They were creating way more chances and they had most of the possession. So Leipzig didn't really create opportunities, although Timo Werner did have a couple of really, really good opportunities to finish off the match. Just really, really poor, just really bad defending. Like, how does one player take on three defenders? Like, when you're in that kind of situation, the numbers should always prevail. So if you have three defenders and one attacker, the defender should win. But Timo Werner was just like destroying Paderborn's defense. Like on I think it was one or two occasions, maybe three. He found himself like on like one or two or even three, like one to three, uh, situations, and he basically ended up winning. The only thing is he didn't end up putting the ball in the back of the net. Um, but yeah, just really bad defending by Paderborn. I mean, you can kind of see why they're bottom of the league table. Like they just can't defend. I mean, it's really. I mean, obviously they were better today, but you could say Leipzig were. They were pretty ordinary actually. They weren't very good today, Leipzig, and also going under 10 men doesn't help. Maybe that's why the score was kept down. Um, yeah, I mean that's all I can really think of. Yeah, so that was pretty much the second half as well. Anything else to talk about? Yeah, I mean Leipzig a really, really wasted year. I think. I mean they're in the title race at 1 point, but they've just been doing so poorly recently that yeah, it's just another wasted year. Uh, Nothing really more to say than that. And Paderborn, well, I guess start preparing for the second league, I guess, because they look gone actually. I mean, you know, well done for scoring, and equalizing, but I mean, yeah, just a really bad team. And yeah, that's about it.